So we are ready to start. Welcome everyone. Thank you for coming to press conference for the Republic of Korea Security Council Presidency this September. I'm Dongjun Kim. Please just call me DJ. I'm the media focal point for you guys here at the Korean Mission. We are very pleased to have with us today Ambassador Sangjin Kim, Chargé d'Affaires, for today's briefing. Sitting next to him is our political coordinator, Jun Park. And as usual, we will start with Ambassador Kim giving an overview of the program work for the month, and then we'll open it up for your questions. Ambassador, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. It is my real pleasure to present the Security Council's program of work for the month of September, during which Korea has the great honor of holding the presidency of the Council. Before outlining this month's program of work, I'd like to share a few thoughts on the spirit that has guided Korea in its activities as a member of the Security Council to date. As the only divided country in the world, we understand, perhaps more than anyone, the true value of peace. Moreover, Korea rose from the ashes of war to achieve remarkable economic growth alongside the vital support of the international community, and nurtured a thriving democracy as the world recently witnesses the dynamism and resilience of its democratic spirit. In other words, our history truly embodies the three pillars of the United Nations: peace, development, and human rights. These values are deeply embedded into our national DNA, inspiring myself and all of my colleagues in our mission to contribute more actively and responsibly to the work of this Council. And through this spirit, we are firmly committed to doing our utmost as a member of the Security Council for the remainder of our term. It is therefore a particular honor for us to preside over the Council this month, which includes the UN General Assembly High-Level Week, as we mark the 80th anniversary of the United Nations with a renewed sense of commitment. As we humbly assume the presidency of the Security Council, Korea is committed to leading with efficiency, transparency, and inclusiveness. We will strive to streamline communication, strengthen the Council's effectiveness, and ensure a proactive, engaged, and result-based approach. With that, now let me briefly present the program of work for September, which was successfully adopted with the full support of all Council members and circulated today. While the Council's schedule may appear relatively light, as we are all aware, September is always the busiest and most important periods of the UN calendar, with the high-level week of the General Assembly. At our initiative, the Republic of Korea will host the signature event on September 24th. During high-level week, a high-level open debate open to the participation to all UN member states on artificial intelligence, AI, under the agenda item of the maintenance of international peace and security. As you may recall, we convened a high-level open debate on cybersecurity as our signature event during our presence last year. We chose AI as this year's topic because we believe that for the Security Council to stay relevant, it must consider the impact of emerging technologies to international peace and security. Our President, Lee Jae-myung, to preside over this meeting. This is the first time the Republic of Korea's president is chairing a council meeting. And Secretary General Antonio Guterres, along with a distinguished representative from the civil society, to brief the council. This council already held 2 briefings on AI since 2023. Given the rapid development and global spread of this technology, we believe that a high-level discussion is both timely and necessary to maximize benefits while minimizing its risks. We hope this open debate will help foster an understanding of the opportunities and challenges associated with AI among the UN membership, and AI innovation contributes to advancements of international peace and security. Another meeting scheduled during High-Level Week is the Informal Interactive Dialogue, IID, with the League of Arab States, which is scheduled to take place on September 25th. As you may know, the IID with the Arab League has been held since 2021, when a relevant PRST was adopted, and this year's meeting will mark the 4th of its kind. With the expected ministerial participation of Arab Troika, Bahrain, Iraq, and Saudi Arabia, and our Foreign Minister Cho Hyun, who previously served as permanent representative to the UN presiding this meeting, is to be held at a high level. And it will serve as a timely occasion for the 2 important organizations to advance collaboration and cooperation. Notably, given that the situation in the Middle East is at a pivotal moment in terms of international peace and security, we expect the meeting to have a significance beyond the cooperation between the Council and regional organizations. Before High-Level Week, we will host another open debate on UN peace operations on September 19th as part of the trio initiative with Denmark and Pakistan. This issue has also been a key issue in recent discussions on the United Nations reform. And as a significant contributor to UN peace operations, we are committed to leading discussions on the future of peace operations. The open debate will enable the Secretary to provide an update on the Secretary General's peace operations review and allow member states to share their perspectives. We have invited the USG for Peace Operations, the USG for Political and Peace-Building Affairs, the chair of the Peace-Building Commissions, and a CSO briefer. We look forward to this meeting enriching our discussions on making UN peace operations more agile, tailored, and adaptable to current and the future challenges. The open debate will reflect our priorities on WPS and CPS. We will designate it as both a WPS and CPS focused event, featuring a women civil society briefer and leading a joint media stakeout with other joint pledgers to highlight the CPS nexus in peacekeeping operations. As a proud signatory of the shared commitment on WPS, we will also lead a joint media stakeout, UNAMA briefing on September 17th, reaffirming our unwavering solidarity with Afghan women and underscoring their crucial role in Afghanistan's development. Regarding other mandated meetings, the Council will address a wide range of critical issues this month. We have 6 briefing meetings and 7 informal consultations scheduled, including those on Yemen, Syria, Israeli settlement, UNAMA, Afghanistan, MONUSCO, the DR Congo, and non-proliferation issues related to Syria's chemical weapons. When it comes to adoption meetings, we have 2 occasions scheduled for this month as of now. One is to renew sanctions regime, namely the 1591 Committee on Sudan sanctions. And the other is to extend the mandate of the Haiti Multinational Security Support Mission, MSSM. Sudan and Haiti remain key items on the Security Council's agenda, requiring continued, urgent attention. Given the gravity of the relevant situation and depending on how it unfolds, we believe that additional meetings such as on Ukraine, Gaza, and Sudan may be convened if requested. Also, as you may know, on the Iranian file, the snapback mechanism was triggered at the end of the last month. In this regard, Korea will fulfill its responsibility as the presidency. Finally, we will work in close cooperation not only with fellow council members, but also with the broader UN membership in bodies and the Secretariat, the civil society, and the media, in service of our shared goal, the maintenance of international peace and security. Thank you very much, and I'm now happy to take your questions.
Thank you, Ambassador. When you ask a question, please start by giving your name and affiliation, and then I would like to beg your understanding if I'm not able to recognize you by names. As usual, we start with Valeria, the president of UN Correspondents Association, please.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Ambassador, for the press conference on behalf of the United Nations Correspondent Association. It's Valeria Robecco from ANSA.
Yep.
My question is on the signature event on the 24, your signature event. Can you give us more details? What high-level participation do you expect from the Security Council member? If you can give us some more details on that. Thank you so much.
Okay. In terms of who will participate in this upcoming the signature event, I don't know at this moment. But this morning we had a very pleasant breakfast meeting among the PRs, and then they expected they would encourage the the delegation would join in the AI, the signature event. So we are waiting for the response, and we have already circulated our president's letter inviting those high level of the participants. And the second question, what we expect from this AI signature event. As I said, AI is a emerging technologies that have a direct and indirect impact on international peace and security. That is the reasons why we, together with the UK, had a summit in Seoul to consider how this AI might have the impact in military domains. And not only that, we had a similar the AI summit in Seoul last year. And as I said last year, as a signature event, when we assumed the presence in June, we had chosen the cybersecurity as our signature event. So this is sort of the continuity of our efforts to address the emerging technologies that might have impact on international peace and security. Thank you.
Eddie, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ambassador. Just a quick follow-up on that before my question. Are you expecting any outcome documents from the open debate on artificial intelligence or on the one on peacekeeping? And maybe you'll answer that, and then I'll ask my question.
Right. Thank you for the question. At this moment, we don't have any plan to come up with a outcome documents following this, considerations, because we do believe, as I said, AI discussion is sort of preliminary stages. So we would be very pleased to provide the good platform for member states to exchange views. They might lead to our further discussions on these AI issues. And PK operations as well, our primary aim is to provide platform for member countries to give a valuable input to the Secretary General's review on these issues. Thank you.
My question is on Haiti. There are obviously very serious discussions going on. There has been a proposal by the United States for transforming the multinational security support mission into a gang
Suppression force.
prevention operation with more police and security. Have discussions started? What are your expectations for that? And I know that a lot of us here who've been watching what's been going on in China have seen Kim Jong-un arrive in Beijing for this big military parade tomorrow. And in your national capacity, I wonder if you have any comment on Kim stepping onto the world stage for the first time. Thank you.
Thank you for very important questions to be raised. Coming to Haiti issues, I can assure you there is a well-shared sense of urgency among member countries that we have to address these issues in a more urgent manner. As you know, draft resolution is circulated by the pen holders. That include, as you mentioned, transitions from MSSM to GSF. What I can tell you is that, as I said, a discussion is already underway, how we can address these issues. And additionally, in my national capacity, as you know, the South Korea have sent our troops decades ago to help Haitian out. And secondly, we've contributed some amount of financial contributions to a trust fund that will operate MSS in a more efficient manner. So Korea is also aligned with this sense of urgency. So what I can tell you right now as a presidency, we will pursue these issues in a more urgent manner. And I don't want to prejudge how these discussions will end on, because as we've exchanged views in a breakfast lunch, this is going to be tough issues. But we will work on it. And coming to what is happening in China with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un traveling to China, in a national capacity, we are watching and monitoring very closely what is happening on this trip. We believe the Kim Jong-un's trip and possible summit with neighboring countries, it needs to be done in a way conducive to bringing about peace and stability on the Korean Peninsula, and helping to achieve our shared goal on the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. And then I hope our neighboring countries will play a constructive role in that regard. Thank you.
I see a lot of colleagues raising hands. I will Linda first, please.
Thank you.
And followed by Emily and Michelle.
Excuse me. Thank you. Linda Fasulo, NPR here at the UN. And my question has to do with the possible snapback of sanctions on Iran. Can you give us an update in terms of, for example, if any date has been set for a vote on a resolution, I guess the one proposed by the Russians and Chinese to delay the lifting of sanctions, or any other meetings regarding that? Thank you.
As of now, no specific date has been fixed whether to put on this resolution into vote and considerations. It's up to Chinese and Russians who drafted these resolutions. And as of now, we haven't informed yet exactly when they will move on with these resolutions.
Any other kind of informal discussions?
Not yet.
Thank you. Amélie Bottelier from AFP News Agency. I have a follow-up on the snapback as well. Resolution 2231 stipulates that if there's no resolution put on the table after 10 days, which is the end of this week, the presidency, so you, has to table something. But Russia and China are arguing that this triggering of the snapback is not legal. So as the presidency, what is your interpretation of that? And are you ready to side with the E3 in allowing the snapback to go forward and put forward a resolution if the E3 is not putting anything forward?
Thank you. On this, the questions, I would just say undeniably there are differing interpretations on these issues in relations to snapback mechanisms. So I don't want to say how, as a presidency, will determine and decide when and where and when and how to address these issues. As I said, number one, differing interpretations among member countries. And number two, as you pointed out, the role of the presidency as stipulated in the resolution 2231, we are aware of exactly the languages, what requires us to do so. But again, the member countries are now gearing into a possible breakthrough in terms of diplomatic negotiations. So the wishes and desires are there, how we land on peacefully, diplomatically. So I think it is somewhat premature that how the presidency will roll out on these procedures. But we are aware of the paragraph that requires us to some role.
Michelle, please.
Thank you. Michelle Nichols from Reuters. Sorry to harp on this, but snapback as well. So does that mean that in your role as president and putting forward a resolution to extend sanctions relief for Iran, that you're prepared to wait until the 30th day to do that?
Not necessarily. As I said, we are aware of exactly what role we are up to. And as you pointed out, when, right? This is our decisions. We will consider when is the best timing. But again, the member countries, the direction is now, is to see what a diplomatic breakthrough will take place.
Just a quick follow-up. Are you, as the president, seeking any legal advice, I guess, from the UN legal department on this?
We've consulted closely because this is very sensitive and complex issues to be interpreted. So we do have in close consultations with legal offices from the UN Secretariat. And we have our own. And we do even consult with concerned parties' legal advisors.
Doji, please.
Hi, Xu Dezhi with China Central Television.
Yes.
Xu Dezhi, first, wish you good luck for the
Thank you.
coming month.
Thank you.
My question is on Middle East. Last week, the Palestinian ambassador Mansour told us there is a draft resolution by E10 on Palestine question circulating in the council. I just want to know what's going on with that draft. Is it going to are we going to have a adoption this week or coming weeks? And secondly, the ambassador from Palestine always said that he expects the Security Council to shoulder its responsibilities, but so far we didn't see that really happening. Just want to hear from you, what is your take on this? Thank you.
Let me touch on the second question. the role of the Security Council on these serious issues related with the Palestine issues. It is unfortunate. The Security Council shouldn't do much better on these issues, but again, a sense is there. A sense of seriousness there. That is the reasons why E10 gathered together and then agreed to put forward a draft resolution focusing on humanitarian issues on Palestine. So now E10 collected their collective voice already, and then this is well reflected in the draft resolution. And as far as I know, the coordinator of E10 is now talking to P5 countries, how we move forward with these E10 countries. Depending on the result of these consultations will determine when we are going to put this resolution to vote.
Not this week?
That depends on how our consultations with relevant parties evolves.
Gentlemen, my colleague in the middle.
Thank you. My name is Abdul Hamid Sayam from the Arabic daily Al-Quds Al-Arabi. Good luck, Mr. President. I have a related question to the Middle East. First, when North Korea violates the UN resolutions, then the Security Council meets immediately, impose further sanctions. There is a package of sanctions on North Korea. But when there is another country called Israel, violates the charter, violates the UN resolutions, commit war crimes, commit crimes against humanity, commit the crime of genocide, yet the Security Council is paralyzed. How do you feel personally as an ambassador and member of the Security Council during this period? How do you feel that your role in failing that responsibility? And the second related question, U.S. denying the Palestinian delegation visas to come to address the General Assembly. Is the Security Council involved with that? What do you think? Does the host country have the right to deny them visas to come address the General Assembly? Thank you very much.
Okay. Touching on the second, the issues, visa issues, I think, as far as I know, a Security Council hasn't involved in these issues, up until now, and it should be the host country to address these issues in an appropriate manner. And the first question, it's a little bit tricky. You ask me on my personal emotional feelings when I was in the chamber and discussing the Palestinian issues. I would say I am frustrated on a personal note, and how we can address these Palestinian issues. You even compare these issues to North Korea. I don't think it is appropriate that I speak how the Security Council would address these issues. Again, just expressing my frustration as a member of the Security Council dealing with Palestinian issues, and the way forward. All I can tell you is that I will do my best as a president of the September, but I can expect and predict and prejudge what will be the final landing zone. Thank you.
I see colleagues over there, please.
Sorry. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. My name is Zahra Hujabri from IRNA, Islamic Republic News Agency from Iran. Following the snapback mechanism, Iran, Russia, and China, in a letter to Security Council, have stated that the attempt by the 3 European countries to activate the snapback mechanism is inconsistent with the provision and the procedure outlined in the JCPOA and Resolution 2231. as the dispute resolution mechanism under JCPOA have not yet been fully completed. They have called on the Security Council to consider this move null and void. As the new president of the Security Council, what actions do you intend to take, and what is your position on this matter?
Again, as the capacity of the presidency, I should say there exist differing views and interpretations on the relevant resolution 2231. And we did, among council members, had informal consultations on these issues. And my observation is that there exists a wider gap, even on the interpretation of the relevant resolution. So at this stage, I can't say, I can predict what will happen. But as a presidency, it is our intentions to consult more proactively, transparently, and closely with the concerned parties, regardless of what. So that's all I can say at this moment. Thank you.
Please.
Thank you. Evelyn Leopold from the Dag Hammarskjöld Fund for Journalists. I'm wondering if you're going to have anything on Ukraine and the DP and the North Korean assistance that they've been giving Ukraine.
Are you questioning Ukraine itself exclusively, or Ukraine issues in relations to North Korea's assistance to Russia?
No, I'm not. I just wondered if you were very interested in that as the Republic of Korea, of the DPRK's newfound enthusiasm for fighting in Ukraine.
Since we became a member of the Security Council, DPRK is undoubtedly our one of the top agenda that we pay due attentions to. And DPRK at this stages, the agenda itself is not included in our the current program of work. But once, just in case, DPRK engages in provocations, definitely we are going to have, I believe, consultations or open briefings accordingly. And with regards to North Koreans' assistance to Russia militarily engaging in Ukraine war, we repeatedly stating in the relevant open briefings and other occasions as well that we are very much concerned with this. And we will keep reminding the member countries and international community the seriousness and gravity of these issues if there are chances to discuss, on these issues. Thank you.
Yuya, please, first, and then followed by Jihan.
Thank you, Ambassador, for your press conference, and then good luck your presidency in this month. My name is Yuya from Kyoto News, Japanese news agency. I have two questions. One is following up North Korea DPRK. So, are you ready for any meeting on DPRK, including formal, informal? And secondly, so the question is about the two-state solution for Palestine issue. Could you explain your position as your national capacity? Will you recognize Palestine as a state officially for this international conference in this month? Thank you.
Okay. To clarify, the first question is about South Korea's intentions to talk directly to North Korea. Is that your question?
I have a question about the. Are you ready for any meeting, Security Council meeting on DPRK in this month?
Previously, as I stated, there is no plan during the month of September. But as I said, in case North Korea engage in provocations launching ballistic missile, ICBM, or other forms of provocations, we are ready to call for a meeting, as we has done so far. And coming to state solution and Korea's official position and stance on the recognition of Palestine as a state. Our basic positions, principal positions remain unchanged. We do support the state solution, and we believe this is the only viable path. And the international community and Security Council and any members of the UN will pursue. And our position on recognizing Palestine as a state, we are aware that many European countries now start to declare recognizing Palestine as a state. But our position still remains unchanged, meaning we do review relevant countries' considerations, and we do consider what other countries are considering. But at the same time, we remain unchanged that the recognition of a Palestinian state should come at a time, we believe, conducive to the resolution of Palestinian issues. And if you have follow-up questions, then when will it be? I don't know. This is the decisions and considerations to be finalized in Seoul. When is the best right time for the recognizing Palestine as a state?
Jihyun, please.
Thank you. My name is Jihyun Lee from Yonhap News, South Korea. A quick update on the North Korea. As you already said, that you are prepared to convene a meeting in response to any provocation by North Korea. But last year, during South Korea's presidency, the Security Council held a meeting on the human rights situation in North Korea. So, is there any prospect on relating to the human rights situation in North Korea? Thank you.
As you rightly reminded, we had a North Korean human rights situation agenda being discussed last year. And this year, we don't have yet the plan to have the discussions on open briefings or consultations in the Security Council on these issues. But our positions remain unchanged, that we have to work on bringing about the improvement of North Korean human rights situations. And secondly, our humanitarian assistance in North Korea is one of those critical tools that we help ordinary North Koreans' sufferings to be alleviated.
Juhan, first, followed by colleagues there.
Thank you. I'm Chuan-yeon, Joseonilbo, South Korea. It's a related question. I'm curious, if the decision not to hold a Secret Council meeting on North Korean human rights means that the government believes there is a more important issue, or if the North Korean issue can now be considered a secondary concern for Korea.
I didn't say that. My point is, we haven't included yet the human rights situation agendas to be discussed in our calendar. And I cannot prejudge whether these issues to be included before the end of this year. It is up to the presidency. But my point is, in our during our presidency in September, we don't have plan yet to include these issues into our calendar. That's my point. And again, I said our government position remained unchanged, that we need to work on improving North Korean human rights situations in one way or another.
Colleague there, followed by Damilora over there.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Farnoosh Amiri with the Associated Press. I wanted to follow up because you mentioned that there are different interpretations of the issue with snapback. Apologies to be the 19th person to bring this up. But what is your interpretation as the President of the Security Council of the E3's right to initiate snapback and whether they're within the realm of the language that is outlined in the resolution? And yeah, that's my question. Thank you.
Again, very tricky questions. Frankly, we do have our own interpretations. Consulting
Can
with...
you share them with us?
No, I can. Because it's sort of very tricky moments, sensitive moments. That is the reasons why I said in the beginning there exists differing views on the interpretations of Security Council 2231. And we are now working on how to bridge this widening gap in order to land on a safe and John. That is the reasons why I can't disclose our interpretations, though we've reached somewhat conclusions that we have our own interpretations, but I don't think now is not the right time to disclose as a president and as a national capacity what are those interpretations are.
Damilora first, and then followed by colleagues in the middle.
Thank you, Ambassador. On the signature events on artificial intelligence, I'm wondering, might the U.S. move to end waiver for Korean chip makers in China be part of this AI debate? My second question, still on the AI, will your discussion also touch on DPRK's use of AI? Thank you.
The first questions to AI in relations to U.S. moves the block, the export of its chips to certain countries. I don't think this is the focus that we are intending to for the upcoming AI signature events. As I said, because everybody knows this is a emerging technologies, and this is the technologies that have direct and indirect impact on international peace and security. So we will provide a good platform for member countries to get right understanding, and then send a warning, sort of the head-up call to international community. We have to address these issues within the framework of international peace and security. That's number one. And number two, again, we've chosen these issues to exchange views in a broader manner on this AI issue. So it is not our intentions to narrow down to how North Korean AI-related agenda has some impact on these AI signature event discussions. This is not our intentions.
Please.
Thank you, Ambassador. Stefano Vaccara, voce New York Ital Press. Two questions. The first one is that to the diplomat, hoping that you're not coming up with too much, diplomatic answer to this one. Do you recognize that the biggest failure in the history of United Nations were to prevent genocide in the 90s in Rwanda and also in Bosnia? Do you, as a diplomat, do you recognize this? Do you agree or not that those are the biggest failure of the history of United Nations? You just talk about the 80 anniversary in 80 years. Is this been the biggest failure or not for you?
I'd rather refrain from commenting on, again, my personal the judgment and opinions on these issues. But let me encourage you to refer to the ICJ is considering these issues specifically on what is happening in Gaza. So that's all I can say at this moment.
Okay, and not even talking about Gaza, authorities, of course, is in the mind of everybody. But do you think that the Security Council is the most responsible for the failure in the 90s, and so will be again if genocide happen again? Do you feel that he's the responsibility? Do you think that there is the responsibility primarily of the Security Council to prevent genocide?
Again, sorry that I cannot comment on what had happened in 1990s, and I have to interpret this as a failure of the Security Council or not. Sorry.
Okay. So my second question is about the meetings on the 24th and 25th. You entitle here Maintenance of International Peace, and then you say Artificial Intelligence and International Peace and Security. Now, my question is serious, it's not a joke, but would you consider, just because the Security Council has been blocked for on the issue, for example, of Ukraine and Russia as well as in the Middle East, would you consider to give a chance to AI and conduct a meeting with AI and see if they can find the solution that you have not been able to come up with?
Not at all. I am the believer. The human beings are the ones who rule the world, not the AI. Even in 2100, in 2200, that's not my judgment. No, it's not happening. We are sometimes swayed by the pace of the rapid development of AI, but I don't think it should be AI, but it should be human beings.
Colleague in the middle, please.
Yes, hi, Frankie Ciarda from TRT World. Congratulations on your presidency and good luck during September. Your presidency falls during the 80th anniversary of the UN. They're celebrating their 80th anniversary. What exactly should the UN be celebrating, and where has it failed?
That's, again, very difficult questions. 80th anniversary of the birth of United Nations. I would agree with you that deep frustration and deep skepticism exist in the role of the UN, but I don't go that far because voices related with how to reform the UN is underway, and the role of the multilateralism is also voiced by majority of the member countries. I mean, the importance of the multilateralism led by the UN. So I would say we haven't reached that point that we say it's a failure, or so we are going to fail. No, I don't think so. That is why this 80th anniversary can play the momentum that we think out of box and we think more constructively how we can revitalize, rejuvenate the role of the UN down the road.
Hello, thank you, Mr. Ambassador, and good luck. I'm Soraya Shalat from Homeland News. So I have two questions. My first question, do you think that the European involvement helps in solving the Ukraine-Russia conflict, and how will Korea use this support during its time leading the Security Council? My second question, many countries have announced that they will recognize the state of Palestine during the high-level meeting in the upcoming General Assembly. So my question is, do you consider this as a positive step, and how can that contribute to resolve the conflict there?
I can say more increased countries recognize Palestine as a state is a good movement or a bad movement or neutral movement. What I can tell you is the shared sentiment why the increased number of countries are joining in recognizing Palestine. That's all I can say. And number one questions I missed, but could you clarify? Oh, you mean involvement by European countries would help resolve Ukraine issues? I'd rather, again, refrain from commenting specifically how European countries' involvement will help it out or not. That's what European countries can respond to. And Korea's position on Europeans' involvement in Ukraine issues.
So do you have any comment about that?
Korea's position on Europeans' involvement, whether this is helpful.
As a leadership of the Security Council.
Sorry, I can comment on this, because even having breakfast meeting among PRs this morning, I feel obligated that I need to be very cautious and to be needs to be very neutral, assuming our presidency, during the month of the September. So I'd rather not comment on that.
Please.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador, and good luck with the busiest month of the year. My name is Sinan Tunçdemir from Ruda Media Network. I have a question on Syria. As you know, there's a new chapter in Syria. There's a new transitional government, and I wonder, as a President of the Security Council, how do you view or consider the transitional government's efforts since they've been in charge? I mean, seeing at least 2 massacres, and when it comes to protection of civilians, minorities' rights, how do you view? Do you think it's they are failing, or do you think they've been successful? And in addition, my second question, if you don't mind, some minorities, especially the Syrian Democratic Forces, has been asking for a federal system. As a President of Security Council, do you think that could be a solution for Syria? Thank you very much.
As you know, Korea has been a member of Security Council since last year, and I was one of those who attended Syrian-related open briefings and informal consultations. So I can compare drastically what changes have been made between last year and this year, meaning the fall of Assad regimes at the end of the last year. The sense of hope are now being shared among at least 50 member countries that Syria is on the right track to move on various aspects of other issues. But again, at the same time, we've encountered violences erupted and suppressing minorities in recent months. So sense of hope exists together with sense of worries and frustrations. But generally, the trajectory is there that the Syria is on the right track. So in that regard, the Korea as a president, but together with member countries, will work on to encourage the current, the Syrian, the interim authority to move on with the right sense of the judgment. And that is the reasons why we are very much interested in the upcoming, the briefing meeting will take place under the presidency. We will try to encourage the member countries more proactively engage in this discussion. At the same time, ask the SRSG to brief us in a more accurate, in a more serious manner.
What about the demand of the federal system for Syria?
Federal system?
I mean, minorities, especially Syrian Democratic Forces, has been asking for a federal system in Syria. They think they might be a best solution to protect the minorities' rights in Syria.
I don't think I'm well updated on that issue, so I'd rather ask for your understanding that I don't comment on these issues.
Okay, I don't see any more questions coming in. It's already over
Just a
1:50.
quick follow-up that didn't get asked. Mr. Ambassador, what are you expecting the big issues to be at the high-level meeting of world leaders?
Again, I'd rather refer to this morning's breakfast and the very proactive exchange of views and what will be the highlighting events in addition to the highlights events that we have in mind, meaning on the AI, the issues. Instead of I comment on these issues, you know very well what will be the highlighting events. So I think this is my answer. You know, I know, we all know. If you have a reasonable guess. Thank you.
Okay, we are good. Thank you for joining us today, and enjoy the rest of the day.